as Budweiser suffers a $6 billion disaster. Hey everybody, Scott Walters, buckle up, strap in. I got a hard-hitting pull, no punches, no sugarcoating, and rainbows, no sunshine. Just going to give it to you and give it to you straight. We got a good one to unpackage today. Buckle up, strap in, hold on to your hats and your glasses as we blow the lid off the U.S. economy and the U.S. real estate market. Why, you ask? Well, of course, I'm going to tell you. Tied together, my friends, lose one, lose the other. This is insane, and both are under extreme attack right now. And what's the byproduct of that, do you think? What's the byproduct of our economy and the biggest asset class in the world being under attack? Well, I'll tell you, greed. People are getting greedier and greedier, but that greed is shifting to desperation. You see, if you're a company and you drank the Kool-Aid in the stimulus era, this stimulus era will be talked about for generations to come. People will talk about the stimulus era that you're living in now, or post-stimulus era, actually, the way we talk about the Great Depression of 1929 and Black Thursday stock market crash. Great story. I mean, it's not a great story, but it's a great story in the sense that we can learn from it. The great financial crisis of 2008. It's too big to fail. Real estate's too big to fail. They will talk about the stimulus era. But we continue to see, this one is much different for me, this bubble, and I'll tell you why. It's more politically charged. Two sides of the aisle. We've always had two sides of the aisle, but now it's like our social and moral compass has somehow found its way into this thing. It all comes back to the crisis. The crisis ushered all this craziness in. As we were stuck at home, going on VR headsets and living in the metaverse and all this stupid, wacky AI. We're not AI. Human beings are designed to be social creatures. You can't, people now they don't know how to socialize anymore in person. I'm going to text them, even though they're standing right next to me. I'm going to go on to AI. Hey, everybody, I'm here. What's happening? Insane. And I'm sure our parents, the idiot box, the television is killing everybody. And before them, it was the radio, the listening box. We've always had it, but it's now speeding up in spectacular fashion. We cannot keep up with how fast technology is moving. So what did Anheuser-Busch and Budweiser do? Well, they hired a kid to run their company. She's long gone, by the way. Gone. History. Kapoof. $6 billion insane. In $6 billion disaster. Anheuser-Busch was Americana. Clydesdales. It's what we all wanted to forget about our problems. Go to a sporting event. Enjoy it coldly. Not anymore. Not anymore. Nobody wants to be seen near. I don't even drink, and I don't want to be seen near standing next to the Bud Light section, if there still is one at the store. That's insanity to me. But the realities are this. They got desperate because in the stimulus era, like I said, that they'll talk about this for years to come, the way they talk about the Great Depression and the Great Financial Crisis, they'll talk about the stimulus era of 2020. It'll go down in history, mark my words. And it's already crashing quicker than previous bubbles. Like, this thing is crashing fast. And when we see, like I said, programs to prop up the housing market, the biggest asset class in the world, with like loans for bad credit, people with poor credit, and then people with good credit are going to pay more. So it's this insane, wacky, woke programs. Insane. God, this stuff's incredible. I can't believe this stuff. If you're new, subscribe right away. Never been a more important time in history. You get centered and surrounded with like-minded people. Iron will sharpen iron. We're going to navigate through this efficiently, I promise you. But the one thing we have to do is wrap our head around it. Stay together on this because, I'm telling you, people are going to get blindsided by this one and no idea what's knocking on the door right now. Listen, I suffered some blowback from the last recession. I don't regret it now because of what I've learned. I certainly ain't going back and repeating that one over again, expecting a different result. That's the definition of insanity. So when I see, and you see hopefully, companies turn to kids to run their company, telling them that a TikTok star that happens to be transgender, we'll leave that over here at the moment, is going to sell to a new demographic, and they want to encourage the other type of, consumer. Now, they basically ignored a broad consumer base, normal people, for a smaller consumer base, people that aren't normal by all intents and purposes. Now, some people might give me blood. They're normal people too. Okay, they are. I'm sorry. Don't get too upset. I'm not. I love everybody. I love the TikToker, and I love them all. I do, and I know you do too. Most of us have love in our hearts for everybody. We want to see everybody succeed. We don't like to see people confused, identity crisis. But why usher it in on a beer can, Budweiser? You rolled the financial dice and you lost. Hopefully you learned a lesson. Now, $6 billion. I didn't have to go through a $6 billion lesson. Thank goodness in 2008. Can you imagine going through a $6 billion lesson? That would hurt. But I mean, it all comes down to greed, friends. We've talked about that so many times here at the channel. The great Warren Buffett, be greedy when others are fearful and fearful when others are greedy. That's the quote, his coined phrase. And what we see there is, when all that greed was going through the markets, we decided to play it safe in this one. As an agent, I'll put you on the sideline, earn your business later. I'll put your needs before my own as the sales guy. Now, I'm in a unique position to do that, which we always talk about. You don't want an agent worse shaped than their clients. Many agents are in massive worse shape than their clients right about now, falling like flies. And it's only going to get worse. We'll see a dead cat bounce here and there. We're one trending headline away from a complete race to the bottom, the knockout blow. But even if we just keep going the direction we're going with news, like what we're covering on today's, we always say this is much bigger than real estate. We're scratching the surface here, right? But we're always really interested in the U.S. housing market because it's the biggest asset class in the world, capable of collapsing the U.S. economy. And typically when the U.S. economy collapse, it has global ripple effects because we're the superpower. But even that's now being threatened. We've got a lot to contend with. So what we see here is systemic failure of not only the financial markets with but Anheuser-Busch showed us that they're capable of doing is blowing it in spectacular fashion. They're trying to people are boycotting now. Their drink. The sales are just in the gutter. In the gutter. That line of their beverage line has got to be just done. Like, I would imagine if they're still going to produce it, it's going to be on a limited basis. It's so funny. Good news travels fast, but bad news travels faster. And people love to jump on board some kind of, people love to get on board with something they believe in. And if people believe that boycotting that brand because what they did and they blew it in that type of way, I mean, that was a really big blow it. It's fine to be of that position. It's fine to be of that demographic, but you don't want to push it into the masses and cram it down people's throats that maybe don't want to see it. We don't cram stuff down your throats. Why should you cram stuff down ours? In final thoughts, I come to you as a friend, as a content creator. Somebody wants to see you not only win in real estate, win in life. Understanding when you see companies do what Budweiser and Anheuser-Busch, and specifically what was their leading brand, Bud Light, below it in the tune of a $6 billion setback, that's the sign of what greed does when you start hiring kids that have never lived through a downturn before to run your company. I'm going to continue to blow the lid off this thing every step of the way. Because it's not only what we need, it's in fact what we deserve. If you appreciate the content, I want to humbly ask you to give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. Social media links in the description of this video if you'd like to contact me there. Along with links to channels I've appeared on, I think you might enjoy. If you need help buying or selling real estate here in America, I have the biggest network of top-rated agents in the nation ready to assist you. It'd be our honor and our privilege to do so. Email in the description for you as well. Also, if you're watching from your television set today and you enjoyed this video, I know you're going to love the next video, and there's an easy subscribe icon for your convenience. As always, thank you for your time. Please go make it count today. I'll see you on the next video.